Hi everyone, Jeff Garcia from Dreaming of Your Next Hook Set with the demonstration on Kale hooks, okay? What I use for channel catfish, from 1 pound to about 10 pounds, I've caught them on these size of Kale hooks. Now a Kale hook, I'm gonna show you guys real quick what a Kale hook looks like. I got the packaging here. For channel catfish, I don't go any higher than 6/0. 6/0. And the 6/0, I don't use it a lot unless I'm using chunk bait. Like let's say I'm using creek chubs, chunks of it, like steak size. That will target more of the 10-pound catfish, you know, 5-pounders and stuff. But when I'm using live bait, I use 4/0. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. 6/0 for chunk bait. 5/0's the biggest I go for live bait, whether that be goldfish, bluegill, shiners, whatever. 5/0, 4/0, but my favorite hook that I use a whole lot is the 2/0. I also use the 1/0 as well. The 1/0 I use a lot. Now this is a Kale hook from Eagle Claw. They're the laser sharp Eagle Claw hooks. 1/0, 2/0, I use them a lot for this type of fishing. Anything from 1 pound to 5 pounds, up to even 10 pounds I've caught. I've even caught a 10-pound flathead. No, was it 10 pound? No. Yeah, 10-pound flathead years ago on the 1/0 hook. And I caught a 27-pound flathead years ago as well on a smaller than a 1/0. I'm not sure what size it was, but it was a Kale hook. So these two hooks are my go-to hooks when I'm channel catfishing, from 1 to 10 pounds. But when I'm really targeting just 5-pounders and 10-pounders, then I moved up to the 4, the 5, and the 6. The 6, like I said, I don't really put this through a live bait. This is all chunk bait, shad, cut shad, and stuff like that. This is it right here. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like out of the package. I'm going to go in my bag where I have it all organized in sizes. I'm also going to show you how to hook the bait. Today we're using green sunfish. That's my go-to bait. I really like that green sunfish for this area. So let me show you some Kale hooks real quick. These are basically these hooks here, but I got them in bags. I only brought the boxes to demonstrate the boxes to you guys. But I'm gonna get the biggest size so you guys can see what a Kale hook looks like, because most people, or a lot of people, don't know what a Kale hook looks like. There's the Kale hook. Very nice Kale hook. I love these Kale hooks. I've been fishing them for years. This is not something new that I'm doing. I've been fishing them for years. I gave circle hooks a try one season, and I lost a big flathead and shied away from them, but circle hooks is another thing that I'm going to be trying real soon. And here as well, I have them all in order in sizes. I'll show you real quick. Here we go. Basically 1/0, I use that a lot. 2/0, use it a lot. 3/0, I didn't bring a 3/0 box, but 3/0 is also another one that I use. With the 1, 2, and 3, I use a lot. The 4/0, like I said, that's getting into big brim, big sunfish, big goldfish, and stuff like that. Here's the 5/0, also still live bait. 5/0 and 4/0, I still use it for live bait, but I don't use. Wait, oops, I got them mixed up. Yeah, I got 2 4s actually, two packages of 4s. I don't have the 6/0. 6/0 is a bigger hook, so I use it for chunk bait. I don't like using the 6/0 because it can kill your bait. They won't last very long. But 5/0 is probably the biggest I use for live bait. So this is when I'm targeting channel catfish. So flatheads is a whole different story. Blue cats is a whole different story, you know. But I'm going to show you guys how I rig it, what line I use, the weights I use, everything. Also, something that's going to be very important is that you have if you're a bank fisherman like myself, that you have a good rod holder. Have some made, buy some. If you find some that are good, that'll hold the pole steady. That you don't want to set your pole on a stick, on a nothing like that. Get you something made maybe like this. I made these, stick them in the ground. Rod, you just put a quarter of your rod handle in here. Leave it at a slant, not too much, because then the tail hook won't set very good. You want to leave it at a 45 so your tail hook sets every time they bite. But this is a nice deal. Get you some of these or have them made or whatever. They're very nice, they come in handy. As far as where I use this method of fishing with this type of bait, which is a green sunfish, is places where I can hold that bait down, which is about, as far as the weight goes, about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. That's all I want. If you're fishing an area with more current, of course you're going to have to get bigger lead, and you're going to have to probably go up on the bait too, because them little baits, you start chunking 2.5 ounce, 3 ounce weights, them baits will come right off your hook, you know. But yeah, I mean, let me show you the weights real quick. You can buy these at Walmart, anywhere. 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces. This one's 1.5 ounces. They work perfect for 14-pound test. Now, if you go up higher on the 14-pound test, you're definitely gonna have to use more weight. You use more weight, your bait starts to change. You have to use bigger baits that have more meat, you know. So there's your weights. I covered the weights, the hooks. As far as leader line, get you a nice, for a 14-pound line, monofilament, get you a good 30-pound test monofilament line that you can use as leader line. As far as the line, it doesn't have to be a particular brand, whatever you're comfortable with. I use a high vis line, 30-pound leader. See, 30 pounds. Perfect. The leader from 6 to 12 inches leader. That's all you need. That's what I've learned over the years. I've been fishing these hooks since probably, I want to say around 2000, maybe even longer than that, since 2000, the Kale hook. And it's a real good hook. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to rig all this up too here in a minute. But first, I'm going to show you the bait that I'm using and how to hook one of these baits. I'm going to take, as far as the rod, medium power rod with a slow action tip. This Tiger rod here is a little bit stiffer. I use this a lot for blue catfishing and flatheads. But these rods here, as far as the weight, 3 ounces of weight you can throw with this. Anything heavier than that, it's gonna bend a lot. But all the strength in this rod is right here on the bottom half. You got some strength here, but it has that perfect flex. This is made by Shakespeare. It's also an ugly stick rod. You'll find out that I use a lot of ugly stick rods when it comes to catfishing for all 3 species, blue catfish, flatheads, and channels. But when we're talking channels today, this is an ideal rod here that Shakespeare made. Ugly stick really did a good job on it. These come in 8 foot, so it's perfect. 8 foot rods off the bank. It's awesome. I like them. So that rod there, the 8 foot rod, ugly stick, it's the Catfish series. It's made by Shakespeare. In this case today, I grabbed whatever I could grab. This is my flathead reel, but I grabbed these because they already had line and everything set up, ready to go. Now, as far as the bait goes, how we're going to hook the bait, I'm going to show you real quick. There's 2 ways of hooking it. And I'm going to show you that here in a little bit. But I think I covered everything. Make sure you have a good stringer, a good knife, just a regular knife, a little cutting board so you don't cut on the picnic tables and dirty the park's picnic tables and stuff. Get you a board so you don't make a mess, you know. But as far as today's video also has a lot to do with conservation. If you're the type of person that likes to keep, you know, the little 2-pounders, 3-pounders and stuff, that's all great. I'm showing you how to target them with this certain bait, green sunfish. There is some bluegills in there, smaller bluegills, but mainly green sunfish is what I use to target these fish. And with this setup, get you a set of bells. Also, I want to cover everything, so I don't want to forget everything. Get you a set of bells. Even if it's daylight, you need a set of bells. They always hit when you're not paying attention, but this bell will catch them. Get you some bells like that. I covered the stringer. But before I turn this camera off and put the camera right on the rig itself that I'm gonna tie for you guys to show you, I just wanted to cover everything. Get you a nice aerator for your bait, because sometimes getting close to the bank is difficult. Get you a nice aerator, a nice bucket. I'm gonna stop this video now. I hope you guys enjoyed this first part of it. And now I'm gonna show you how to rig it up, tie the line to your hook. You guys take it easy. Stay tuned for the second part of this video. Okay, we're back, guys. Dreaming of your next hook set. Jeff Garcia with demonstrating and showing you guys how I rig up my setup for channel catfish in the 1 pound to 10 pound range, guys. I take me an ugly stick rod, a nice ugly stick catfish rod. This is a good one, rated for 3 ounces of weight. Up to 3 ounces of weight. We're using 1.5 ounces today. This area that I'm fishing, 1.5 ounces works perfect. The bait that I'm using works perfect with 1.5 ounces. So it's gonna work out. So on the reel, it doesn't have to be a specific reel. You're channel catfishing, you don't have to get all high tech. The line on here, you can't find this line because this was bought back in 2000 something. It's Stren. It's a Stren coffee line, 14-pound test. Why 14-pound test? Because this 1.5 ounce sinker, when you're fishing off the bank, is going to get that bait far away from the bank for you with 14-pound test. If you start going up too high on the poundage, you got to get more weight. Then that puts you then you have to be very selective of what bait you put on the hook, what hook. But in this case, we're using 14-pound test Stren coffee line, an egg sinker, 1.5 ounce egg sinker. The rod is a medium power rod, slow action. It's a little bit more than slow action. They say they're slow action, but it's a little bit more. It's almost on the heavy action side, but it's not really, you know. So anyways, go ahead and take this line, run it through here. This coffee line's a beast. Too bad I can't find it anymore. We used to bring in big logs with it. Big logs with this stuff. It was amazing some of the stuff we would pull in with 14-pound test. 17-pound test was like having 65-pound test. They discontinued this line. I haven't found it. I found it one year on the internet. Then I looked up and I think the guy had 2 spools of 130 yards or 300 yards and he sold it. I never got a chance to get it, but I actually have 1 spool left of it. So what I do is, remember what I said, you don't have to snell your hooks. Let me get a swivel out. I like to be real organized, you know exactly where everything's at. There you go, get you a nice little swivel. Get you a bead. You're gonna need a bead. I'm gonna show you guys how to hook the bait too, as well. Okay, put your sinker on there. Forget about it, put you a bead. Forget about it. You can tie the improved clinch knot here, or you can tie the polymer. We're going to do the polymer to the swivel, the improved clinch to the hook. Okay, everybody's polymer might be different than mine. The improved clinch knot, I'm just going to do it how I know how to do it. There it is. It's like you're tying a shoe, your shoelaces on your shoes. Then you pass the swivel right back through it. Let me show you again, slower motion. Here, let's get this out of there. Let me do it over. Let me do this over. Okay. So you take your line, you put it through the swivel, then you come back through the swivel, and you tie it, an overhand knot, basically. like this. You put it through there, like that, and then you put your swivel through it. Got big hands, so it's kind of hard to. I don't know if I got it. Yeah, I got it. Nope, I didn't. Okay. I missed it. All right, let's do it over. Here you go. Let's get it right this time. Right through there. Gotta get more slack here. So you take it, fold it over. See both lines in there? In and out. Or in and then back to the same. You turn it, put it through there, put your swivel through it. Right through there. Pull it over. You have this going on right here. Okay? Pull it. Nice and tight. That ain't going nowhere. Your tag in. Cut it. Don't cut it all the way to the end. Right there. There you have it. This right there. Now, you go to your leader. Nice 30-pound test for 14 is perfect. That 14, not all 14 are created equal, but we'll go there. We're going to go ahead and go with a 4-aught hook that I have in here. No, we'll do the 2. I like the 2s. We used the 4-aught the other day, and it worked pretty good, but we're going to use the 2 because of the bait that I'm using too. So here we go. This is a perfect one. Here's a 2-aught. This will work perfect, and you're going to see why it works perfect. There it is, 2-aught Eagle Claw Kill Hook, and we'll use the 4 here on the next rod. So we'll go ahead and tie the swivel, get the leader. We'll tie to the swivel first, so that way you know the length. Here comes the improved clinch knot. Okay, you just, simple. Bring it through there, twist your swivel, twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. Put the tag in through there. There's the hand problem again. Put it through there. There it is. That's why it's good to have the green. Now you can put it through that loop right there, or you don't have to. I don't do it. So just wet it a little bit, pull the tag in to the opposite direction of where you're pulling your main line from, your spool line. There it is. Nice and tight. There it is. Like I said, you don't have to run it through there. You're fishing for channels, you know. Caught plenty of fish that way. It works perfect. Okay, here's the important part. Because you're using a Kell hook, you don't want to give a 2-foot leader. You don't want to do that. 1 foot is the max, but I don't even give them that. So I cut about that much right here, about maybe 10 inches, 11 inches, up to 1 foot. Sometimes I even do 8 inches a line. So I cut it right here. Bam. Proof clinch knot right to the hook. Right to the hook. Look at what that's going to leave you, like 6 inches. Well, it's going to leave you a little bit more because I still got to cinch it up. So here we go, right through there. You don't have to put this through the loop as either. So, or either. Just put it through there. Wet it. Bring it tight. You do not have to snell these hooks. This is what you have. This is the running space that you're going to have on your bait, on your live bait, your live little sunfish. That's how much. And that, I still cut it down a little bit more than that. But that's your rig right there. There's your egg sinker, your bead to protect your knot of your main line, your swivel, and your 2-aught Kell hook. Now, here comes the cool part. There's two ways of hooking this bait. The one way I'm going to show you is hooking the bait from the bottom. Here's your bait. This is a green sunfish, perfect for this situation. Perfect. Okay? Just a little, maybe 4-inch bait. Okay? There's two ways of hooking it. You can hook it through here, which is the back side of this tail. What he'll do, he'll swim up. He'll swim up. When you have real snaggy areas, a lot of people hook them here. But this, if you get in snaggy areas, this is going to come in handy to hook them here. Basically, you'll hook him here and he'll constantly be swimming up out of the rocks. This is a rock-oriented fish. The green sunfish is a rock-oriented fish. He likes to hide under rocks, especially when predators are around. So he's going to go in the rocks, but if you hook him here, no, he'll spend all his life underwater while you have him on the hook trying to get off the hook. So he'll swim up, swim up, swim up. He'll keep doing that. But it's good for real snaggy areas. That's where you would do that. In rocky areas, it's also good if it's big rock, if you're fishing big rock areas. Now, my favorite way of doing it is right through here. That's why a 2-aught hook and not a 6-aught. Since you don't want to kill your bait. I come right in here, get about an 1/8 inch of the meat, and come right out. Look at that. Take the scales off the hook, nice and alive. You didn't brain hook them. You know, they say their brain's somewhere around there, but he's right here. That's perfect because that flathead in that channel is going to come in and he's going to strike here. Okay? That is the reason the small leader too. Because once he strikes, this weight, the weight is going to help you set the hook as well. Because it's a short distance. If you give him too much slack, he'll hit the bait and not even move the weight. But this is how you want it, just like that. Just like that, guys. That's how you want this. This is the setup I've been using for years and caught plenty of channels. Plenty of channels. This setup here with this type of bait. Now, if you're using chunk bait, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different if you're using chunk bait. Once you're using chunk bait, you need to use 6-aught and 5-aught too, but with the bigger brim, I use a 5-aught, a live one. With chunk, like pieces of bullhead, pieces of creek chub, pieces of whatever you want to use for bait, go to the 6-aught because the 6-aught is too big of a hook and it'll kill most brim. It'll kill it. Now, if you got, 6-8 inch bluegills, it won't kill them. They can take it for a while. But in current area, remember, the fish is pulling one way, the hook's pulling another way, the weight's going a different way. So I like a 2-aught hook. I like a 2-aught hook, 1 and 2-aught, even a 3-aught. Those are my favorite hooks for this style of fishing. Anything else, jump up to the 4, 5, 6, and they'll work fine for you. But this is my main setup here. 14-pound test, 30-pound leader. The 30-pound leader, most people would say, why don't you match 14 with 14? The 30-pound leader is only serving one purpose. It's an abrasion thing. The 30-pound can take more punishment in rocks, logs, everything than 14-pound. Although this is an exception, this line that I can't find no more. I'm kind of sad about that, but this line here is a beast. But anyways, you want to do 14 because you can cast farther with the 14. And the 1.5 ounce lead, up to 2 ounces, you can cast this a mile. So without using braid. Now, if you're fishing rocky areas, we all know rocky areas, braid cuts. You go to set the hook from the bank, you're not on a boat or on a dock or on a pier, you're going to cut off. This is the Rock River. It has a lot of rock in it that will cut your braid line. So that's why I go to a monofilament line. Oh yeah, this is a nice one. This is a nice one. Ooh. walking this way. Wait. Scoot back a little bit. Baby, look at that. Nice one. Beautiful. Look at that. Dreaming of your next hook set with another channel. A big head channel. This one's a big head. Look at this guy. Man, I tell you. Man, a kill hook. Is it in there? Let's see. Oh, it's at the roof of his head. Oh yeah, I got him good. Take the hook out of this guy. Okay, time to stop messing around. Where's the hook? Right here. What you do is you pull the hook all the way out, through the mouth, past the eye, and you cut it. And fix you up another one. And there it is. Look at that one, baby. Dreaming of your next hook set. Big. Look at the shoulders on that one. Dreaming of your next hook set, baby. Oh, we got him. Got him. Big one. Big one, big one, big one. Oh, yeah. Turn my light on. Oh, that is my light on. Okay. I thought it was a flathead at first. Man, look at that. Look at this, guys. That's a big one right there. Look at that. Nice one. Let me turn my light off. Look at that. Big guy, big guy. All right, let's see. Dreaming of your next hook set has been tough, but we got one big channel. I'll weigh them later and tell you guys what it weighed, but I'm saying about probably, I want to say good 8-9 pounds. But anyways, we're gonna keep at it. I gotta get another bait out there. Until next time, from Dreaming of Your Next Hook Set, peace. Oh yeah, let me not lose it. Oh man, nice channel. That's why we come here. Watch your step. He's trying his best. Hopefully I don't rip the leader. Yeah, baby. And that bell was ringing too. Dreaming of Your Next Hook Set. This is what we're talking about. Big head channels. I thought it was another turtle. Oh. Let's open the bell. Little show and tell a little bit. Man, that was a good hit too. Now my reel don't want to cooperate. There we go. Look at that, guys. Let's turn the light off. Look at that. Nice, beautiful channel. Look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Beautiful channel. Probably, I want to say a good, probably 7 pounds. Maybe 6-7 pounds. Beautiful. Look at that. Yeah. The minute I moved the location, I used to fish here years ago, so I know the little tricks. If I could get this hook back, and you guys got to excuse me because I did not bring a pair of pliers. I brought my bat. Ooh. Yeah, these are, I use these for my crankbaits and treble hooks and stuff, but I don't. Usually I don't. Nah. Oh, those. Let me see. I'm gonna have to. That's the one thing about KOs. I love them because once they're in there, they're in there. I tell you what. Where's the hook? Hook is right there. Ah, oh yeah. I got you. Open your mouth. Oh. Oh, you want to hook yourself again, huh? But yeah. On the Ugly Stick, Shakespeare Ugly Stick Catfish series. With this beautiful reel. I can't find it no more. It's the Stratus, Akuma Stratus 5500. Very light, perfect for this rod. I ordered me some other reels. I'm hoping that they're very light, but this one has 9 bearings. The ones that I ordered, I think they only have 7 bearings. Dreaming of your next hook set. A flathead now, multi-species. Oh man, this is a good one. This one bent the pole real good. Oh man, let's take some pictures of this guy. Yeah. See. If I could just get him to, oh, right there, that's why. Where's the knife? Look at that little flathead, boy. I'm telling you. Yes. Dreaming of your next hook set. Yes. Dreaming of your next hook set. Let's take some pictures. All right, let's take some pictures. Uh-oh. Let's take some pictures. Dreaming of